Roman Anthony is well on his way to complete stardom for the Boston Red Sox.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Gabby Maljanian, former ESPN social media associate and current host of the Boston Balling podcast as well. And I'm here to bring you the latest in all things Boston Red Sox, Monday through Friday, straight to your favorite podcast feed. And the best part, it's all free. So make sure you tune in because Locked On is here for you every single day. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for two to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5-h-e-win.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament, ends October 31st, 2025. Sounds like a cool opportunity, right? You're going to be learning more about that later on today's show. But most of all, happy Friday. After what's been a very frustrating few days between the end of last weekend and earlier this week for the Red Sox, they made up for it with a big win over the Yankees last night in which they won 6-3. And Roman Anthony was the hero for Boston in that game. I'm going to be talking a little bit about him on today's show, as well as the various roster moves that the Red Sox made heading into that series against New York, and also the latest injury updates for this Boston Red Sox team as they look at what could be a very new looking roster heading down the stretch of this season. Just wanted to put it out there that I do have a bit of a cold, so if I sound a little bit stuffy, I'm sorry. But this was a game in which the Red Sox capitalized on mistakes that the Yankees made. The Yankees had 4 errors in this game. So in that regard, the Red Sox capitalized, and we don't always see the Red Sox capitalize on errors that other teams make. And it was really refreshing to see the Red Sox do that in this game. Additionally, the Yankees gave up 9 total walks to the Red Sox. That's another big thing too, because we have seen plenty of games throughout the course of this season in which the Red Sox are unable to take advantage when they're basically handed base runners, but they were given a ton of free passes and they were able to pull out the win. They did still leave 14 on base and went just 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position, which is still pretty pathetic. So it's still an issue of them not being able to drive in runs in key spots right now. But they got the big hit when they needed it from Roman Anthony. Major insurance for the Red Sox. They were up 4-3 late, and he crushed, and I mean crushed, a 2-run homer to give the Red Sox some much needed insurance runs. And that's huge for the confidence of a kid like that, because when you're a rookie, you want to do big things in the big moments. And the fact that he's doing it right now at such a young age and showing so much maturity under pressure says a lot about Roman and his ability later on, because imagine where he'll be a few years from now if his maturity is where it's at right now at his age. It's pretty remarkable when you really think about it. His first game in the Bronx, and it was just a huge moment for him. The baseball had an exit velocity of 107.4 miles an hour and went 370 feet into the second deck of the right field stands. This was his 5th career homer, but he showed off what was his first big bat flip on the play. So that was fun, and it's just been on a repeat for me since the game ended, and it was just a really fun moment for him and for the Red Sox. He was ecstatic. He said, yeah, just enjoying the moment, enjoying a win. I don't usually do that, but it just happened. The Red Sox had gone 0 for 13 and left 13 on base in that gut-wrenching 11-inning loss to the Orioles on Tuesday. Following a day off on Wednesday, that trouble did seem to continue as the Red Sox had left 14 runners on base while going 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position, as I mentioned, when Roman stepped up to the plate with 2 outs in the 9th. somehow leading by a run because, again, the Red Sox had been capitalizing on all of those errors that the Yankees had made. So it was just a perfectly appropriate time for this to happen for Roman. He just showed so much poise in that moment and was able to unleash the game-breaking hit. Third baseman Alex Bregman actually also commented and said, to be honest, he is probably the most mature 21-year-old baseball-wise I have ever been around in my life. I'm trying to find out what he does wrong, honestly. We don't know if he has any vices or anything. He just does everything the right way. The moment is never too big for him. He knows who he is. He knows what he does well, and he sticks with that, and he executes. You'd be really hard-pressed to find occasions when Roman gets himself out, which is impressive for a rookie. Alex Cora said it's the ability of not swinging at balls that gives you confidence. He's always in control. He works hard every single day. This kid, he wants to be the best out there. Today, we needed everything from him. And I can speak to that as well, that he works hard every single day, because when I was covering him in Worcester, it was that. It was every day was another day and an opportunity for him to get better. That was always his mindset. What can I do today to get better than I was yesterday? That's a mindset that's going to get him very far, is being able to identify what you can do better each day and always keeping your head on a swivel so that you're a better version of yourself than you were the day before. So that's exactly what Roman brings to the table that you don't see from everybody every day. And also his maturity at the plate. For somebody his age, being able to recognize what to swing and not to swing at is massive for a kid who's 21 years old. And you don't see that from everybody on a regular basis. And that's exactly another reason why Roman is primed for success in his career, is because of where he's at such a young age. It's truly remarkable to see him not chase pitches that a lot of rookies would chase, or young players in general for that matter. You see him hold off on pitches that not everybody would hold off on. And it's really, truly great to see that. In a game that had several swings in momentum, it was Roman who tied the festivities at 3-for-3 with an RBI single to left center in the 6th inning. So he ultimately drove in 3 runs for the Red Sox and got 2 big hits in big moments for this team. He was also asked if playing at Yankee Stadium lived up to his expectations. He said, yeah, it's probably what I imagined and maybe even a little more. I love playing in an atmosphere. I love being booed. I love everything about it. We know the rivalry, and it was exciting. It is a rivalry that brings out so much hostility from the Yankee Stadium fans toward whichever Red Sox player is standing in the way of a win for the home team. And Roman felt it as he stood in right field, not far from the bleacher creatures, and they were booing him massively. But he didn't let it bother him. He said a lot more than what I expected, but it was good. It was fun. He actually enjoyed it. So that's also another good thing. He doesn't let the booing or the distractions get to him. And that's what you need to be able to have all the tools to be a successful Major League Baseball player. You need to be able to eliminate the outside distractions, and you need to be able to look at the situation and say, this is going to fuel me. And it 100% did for him. So Roman Anthony is primed to be a superstar for this Red Sox team. He's a young player, and the fact that he's doing this right now bodes very well for his potential to contribute in the playoffs for the Red Sox, because if he's able to get that ability to block out distractions now, then in the huge moments in the postseason, hopefully that'll be able to translate, and he'll be able to still do what he's doing now and be able to showcase what he can truly do on the big stage. He is showing a really strong ability to not chase pitches, not strike out a lot, take his walks, and not be afraid to be patient and look for his pitch. And once he really truly unlocks his power, he could be one of the best players in Red Sox history, just because of the fact that he's still so young and he still has so much ability and so much potential. And he has shown a little bit of that power, but once he really unlocks that part of his game, which he does have, he just hasn't been able to find it consistently yet. Look out, world. Roman Anthony is coming, and the Roman Empire is a destiny in Boston Red Sox Nation. It is truly a revolution, and I cannot wait to see what this kid continues to do. Huge moment for him, fully showcasing his maturity and his ability to put together really strong at-bats for a 21-year-old rookie. Coming up, the Red Sox made some big roster moves prior to the series against the Yankees. I'm going to be discussing those next. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. It's crazy when you're out on the golf course and you see an absolutely wild shot that either somebody else took or you took, and you're going to need your energy to continue to watch whoever that person was complete their round with perfection. And 5-Hour Energy Transfusion will give you that kind of boost to match up with somebody like that. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for two to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip, 5-h-e-win.com for full rules and entry. Just visit 5-h-e-win. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. What a great opportunity that is. So make sure you head to 5hourenergy.com today and take advantage of that. And your Friday could be absolutely made if you end up winning. The Red Sox are coming off of a big win against the Yankees last night by a score of 6-3, thanks to the heroics of Roman Anthony, an absolute superstar. He put the boys on his back, drove in a game-tying run earlier in the game, and then crushed a 2-run home run late to give the Red Sox some much-needed insurance late in the game. Outside of Roman's heroics in that game, it was also Nathaniel Lau making his second start for the Red Sox, who roped an RBI double into the right center field gap to give his team the lead for good in the 7th inning. That was 2 innings after he tied the game at 2-2 with a sacrifice fly to center field. So he's already contributing, and he's been in a Red Sox uniform for a few days. It makes you wonder, is he going to be somebody who's a hero late to help the Red Sox make a deep playoff run? You think back to some of their other deep postseason runs, and you had a hero on the team that kind of came out of nowhere and contributed, like a Steve Pearce type, or, for example, other players who have been in those shoes in which they've just had a really strong couple months and made a difference for the Red Sox post-trade deadline, maybe, or just were not on the team for very long, but made a strong impact. You can even look at Kyle Schwarber in his short stint with the Red Sox. Nathaniel Lau could be another player like that who helps make a difference in that regard to this Red Sox team. And it was just really cool to see guys come up big when you needed them to, because that was something that the Red Sox seriously lacked in that series against the Orioles, was getting those big hits in the opportune moments. So it was really good to see them make that happen in this game against the Yankees. They did make some big roster moves heading into this series against the Yankees. So we knew that Isaiah Campbell was sent back down to AAA Worcester. And during that whole experience, they decided to bring up Richard Fitz to basically help save the Red Sox bullpen, because Fitz has been a starter in his time with the Boston Red Sox so far, but they brought him back up to try him out of the bullpen. He's 25 years old and has made 10 starts for the Red Sox this season, posting a 4.83 ERA, giving up 22 earned runs over 41 innings pitched. The right-hander has also recorded a 3.60 ERA, giving up 12 earned runs over 30 innings pitched in 7 minor league starts with Worcester, 6 starts, and AA Portland with 1. Originally selected by the Yankees in the 6th round of the 2021 first-year player draft, the Alabama native owns a 3.79 ERA, giving up 26 earned runs over 61.2 innings pitched in 14 career Major League games, all of those being starts for the Red Sox from 2024 to 25. So the Red Sox are hopeful. Despite the fact that he doesn't really have that experience out of the pen, they are hopeful that really he can tune in and tune up his fastball and utilize that pitch to be successful as a 1 to 2 inning guy out of the pen, because we did see him struggle a little bit as a starter, primarily because his arsenal wasn't particularly sharp. But the Red Sox are hopeful that he can be somebody who can go out there and impact the team as a reliever, because he does have a really strong fastball that he can hopefully complement with 1 or 2 other pitches and make a huge impact out of the pen. So they're hoping that that'll be an upgrade from Isaiah Campbell. That was one big roster move that the Red Sox made. They also designated Abraham Toro for assignment and recalled David Hamilton from AAA. A big reason for that was because of Marcelo Mayer being out for the year. The Red Sox wanted a little bit more security at second base, and they also wanted David Hamilton's speed on the roster. So now they have a lot of speed with Jarren Duran, Cedar Rafaela, Nate Eaton, and David Hamilton, all guys who can run really fast, that can help put pressure on opposing pitchers and allow the Red Sox to play small ball a lot more in games. Hamilton is 27 years old and has played in 69 games this season, making 31 starts at second base and 6 at shortstop, while batting 174, which is 23 for 132 with 17 stolen bases. The left-handed hitter has also played in 9 games for Worcester, going 11 for 39, which is a 282 average with 2 home runs. Originally selected by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 8th round of the 2019 first-year player draft, the Texas native has hit .218, going 100 for 459, with 52 stolen bases and 182 career Major League games, all with Boston from 2023 to 25. So he can't hit at the major league level. He is a little bit better in the minors, but the problem is that he has a lot of trouble making good contact in the majors and putting together competitive at-bats, which is a reason why he hasn't exactly stuck in the majors, and he has gotten sent back down to Worcester quite a bit, is because he hasn't really brought it at the plate. But the reason why he's been able to maintain his spot on the Red Sox roster, whether that be in the minors or in the majors, is because of that speed. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. He actually beat out an infield single in the game last night. So he's somebody that, in the Red Sox view, is very valuable because of the fact that he's fast and can bring speed to the roster. So that's something the Red Sox are going to take advantage of late in the season, is his ability to even come in as a pinch runner, even if he doesn't start the game with the team. So that's something to keep in mind moving forward. They just want more insurance at second base. So it'll likely be him and Romy Gonzalez playing second. And then if Romy's playing first that day, it'll be him. If he's playing second that day, it'll probably be Lau at first base. So it kind of just depends on the matchup and who's pitching. But we will see David Hamilton in the mix a good amount. The Red Sox also DFA'd Abraham Toro, who's 28 years old and has played in 77 games this season, batting .239, which is going 62 for 259, with 13 doubles, 7 home runs, and 27 RBIs, while making 57 starts at first base and 10 at third base. The switch hitter has also played in 28 games for Worcester, batting .310, which is 31 for 100, with an .883 OPS. Originally selected by the Houston Astros in the 5th round of the 2016 first-year player draft, the Quebec native has hit .223, going .321 for 1,438, with 41 home runs and 161 RBIs in 442 career games with the Astros from 2019 to 21, Seattle Mariners from 2021 to 22, Milwaukee Brewers in 2023, Oakland Athletics in 2024, and now the Red Sox in 2025. For the first couple months of his tenure with the Red Sox this year, he was contributing a lot. he was really valuable in terms of putting together really strong at-bats and was arguably the most, if not one of the most consistent bats that the Red Sox had in the first couple months. Then he kind of fell back into reality and ever since just hasn't been able to hit consistently for this Red Sox team, which is something that ultimately led to the Red Sox DFAing him because they didn't trust that he'd be able to be consistently reliable down the stretch. And also, obviously, with the second base situation, they felt like they wanted more security there. And now, because they have Nathaniel Lau there, they just feel like he's an upgrade from Toro at first base. So ultimately, they DFA'd Toro. If nobody claims him, he'll just go back to Worcester and play for the Woo Sox, or he could be released. Kind of just depends, but we'll see if he gets claimed off waivers. Hopefully he does and is able to contribute to another team. So those were the primary moves that the Red Sox made, but they did have to place Wilyer Abreu on the IL, and to take his place, they called up outfielder Jhostynxon Garcia, aka the Password, who is actually expected to start tonight in New York. The Red Sox are unlocking him at the big league level and just in time to join the historic rivalry. He said it's very special to have my MLB debut here in New York with the rivalry over the years. To be here now is very special. The 22-year-old outfielder was signed out of Venezuela in 2019 and now brings his memorable nickname to the bigs, derived from his first name, Jhostynxon Garcia. His brother, Johan Fran, nicknamed the username, was signed 3 years later by the Red Sox and ranks as the team's number 28 prospect. So it's pretty cool. They're both in the Red Sox system. The right-handed hitter is known for mashing home runs, making stellar plays in the outfield, and long hair that flows below his shoulders. He is expected to make his first major league start tonight against the Yankees, against ace lefty Max Fried. So that should be a lot of fun to see what he can do. He was informed of his call-up on Thursday afternoon when the Red Sox decided that right fielder Wilyer Abreu needed to go on the 10-day injured list, retroactive to Monday, with a right calf strain. So not necessarily sure that he'll be here permanently. This could just be more a temporary call-up until Abreu comes back. Part of that is going to depend on how he does in the majors, but expect big things from him. He has been lighting up the scene in AAA, and he has a lot of raw power that he can hopefully bring to his major league team to be able to put together big at-bats for the Boston Red Sox. I'm sure he's going to be nervous, and if he doesn't do big things in his debut, don't write him off right away. But I am very excited about this kid. He brings a ton to the table offensively, and his defense is definitely something worth noting as well. He plays very strong defense in the outfield, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. But he'll be starting tonight, so we'll see how he does in his debut. Coming up, speaking of Wilyer Abreu, I'm going to be giving some late injury updates when it comes to this Red Sox team. Just a reminder that Locked On Red Sox is available Monday through Friday on any podcast platform. You can subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and I am here discussing the latest with this team every single day. So make sure that you check it out wherever you get your podcast and follow the show on Twitter at LO_Red Sox for more about this team. And you can also next tune into Locked On MLB Game Night. I appreciate you making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every day. You can make that your second listen. You can find it on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's our local Locked On analysts talking about every game, every single night, all the way up until a World Series champion is crowned. You're getting local analysis on a national scale, essentially. So instead of having to look at your ESPN app to keep track of scores, you can just listen to Locked On MLB Game Night. So your daily routine can be starting with Locked On Red Sox and then listening to Game Night after that. I promise you, you'll get a great baseball fix if you do that. So make sure that you are subscribing to both shows on YouTube or any other podcast platform and making the most of getting your baseball fix really whenever you want for free. 6-3 win the Red Sox had last night over the Yankees, and it was certainly a fun one to watch. The Yankees not playing super sharp baseball. On the defensive side of things, their pitchers not being overly sharp, giving up lots of walks. and the Red Sox being able to take advantage of the free passes. And that's exactly what you have to do if you want to win games, is take advantage of the free passes. That's exactly what they did. And now they are going to be getting another exciting player added to the lineup. In the past were Jhostynxon Garcia, who got called up prior to the series because of Wilyer Abreu having to go on the IL. And it's very exciting that this kid has so much potential. He is going to make his mark, and he's going to be somebody who's going to contribute a lot to the Boston Red Sox. AAA manager Chad Tracy said that he swings a lot. He's very aggressive at the plate, but he drives the ball to right center. He can do that with 2 strikes. He's also a great defender and a good base runner. So he has a lot of tools that he can bring to the table. So we'll see how that goes when he makes his debut. But the Red Sox are still, unfortunately, facing some injuries, starting with Wilyer Abreu, who most recently went on the IL. He's not expected to be gone for that long, should be returning next homestand. Abreu's calf didn't improve enough to avoid an IL stint. The earliest he is eligible to return is August 28th, the final game of the road trip in Baltimore, but it seems more likely that he'll return at some point during the next homestand, which starts on August 29th against the Pirates. So that's likely when he's going to come back, as long as things go well. So shouldn't be a very long IL stint for him. Justin Slaten on his way back from right shoulder inflammation. He's been on the IL since June 1st, retroactive to May 29th, and was transferred to the 60-day IL on June 28th. He's expected to return very soon, later this month. He will make his second rehab appearance tonight for AAA Worcester, and manager Alex Cora hinted that he could have one more outing in the minors after that and return to the Red Sox towards the end of the week of August 25th. That would be ideal. He's huge for this bullpen. The Red Sox know they need him back. I just hope that they're not rushing things with him and that he's feeling 100% when they do bring him back, because the Red Sox are absolutely going to need him for a playoff run. But that's definitely exciting that we're nearing the return of a key setup man. Outfielder Rob Refsnyder, who is on the IL with a left oblique strain. He's been on the IL since August 18th, the 10-day IL retroactive to August 15th. He's expected to return on August 25th, too. He's already shown improvement and could return when he is first eligible, which is the opener of a 4-game series in Baltimore on August 25th. So there's a possibility he skips rehab assignments in AAA and just comes right back to the team because his injury wasn't insanely serious. So it'll be interesting to see when he does come back what kind of roster moves they make to clear the way, because now the outfield situation still has a little bit of a gray area and somebody's going to have to go. So it'll be interesting to see who that is and what type of move they make happen. Maybe they don't make a move for an outfielder and maybe they send Nate Eaton or somebody back down to Worcester. We'll have to see, but he is returning very soon. Third baseman Marcelo Mayer, unfortunately out for the rest of the season with the right wrist pain. He went on the IL on July 25th. And they're hoping he's ready to go for spring training. He underwent season-ending surgery to repair a wrist injury he suffered on July 23rd in Philadelphia. Things went very smoothly, so now he's on the road to recovery to hopefully be back by spring training. Tanner Houck, another guy who's out for the season. His injury is a torn ulnar collateral ligament, right elbow / right flexor pronator strain. I know that's a tongue twister, but essentially it's his elbow that is dealing with pain right now. He went on the IL on May 14th, and his expected return is late 26 or early 27 because he underwent Tommy John surgery and also a cleanup of his flexor tendon on August 18th. So Alex Cora said attack the offseason and the rehab the right way. So we won't see him presumably for the whole season. Next year, if we're lucky, maybe he comes back towards the end of it, but most likely not. Then you have Cutter Crawford, who's dealing with right wrist sub-sheath tear. He went on the IL on March 27th, retroactive to March 24th, and was transferred to the 60-day IL on May 15th. He's expected to return to 2026. He's progressing well several weeks after July 2nd surgery and expects to have a normal offseason and be ready for the start of spring training. It was just unfortunate because the Red Sox felt like there was a chance he comes back at some point this season, but then they realized that couldn't happen. So now the hope is that he's ready for spring training, just like Marcelo Mayer. Then you have Liam Hendriks, who's dealing with right hip inflammation, went on the IL on May 30th. He's aiming for September to come back. He was transferred to the 60-day IL on July 8th. He's playing catch at 90 feet right now, but it's still unclear if he will pitch again this season. The Red Sox are hopeful that he will, but they are not sure. So we'll have to just take that one day by day and see how he's feeling and how he's doing. It would be ideal if he starts rehab assignments and then he could have some sort of path towards coming back, but he's not close to being able to do that yet. So we'll see if he's able to come back in September. Hunter Dobbins out until 2026 with a right ACL tear. He went on the 15-day IL on July 12th and is expected to return in 2026. He underwent surgery to repair the ACL on August 13th. The injury took place on July 11th. So he's in his road to recovery now. Definitely another big loss because he was key for the Red Sox rotation when he was here. So when he comes back in 2026, hopefully he's able to be a big contributor. Luis Guerrero, who's dealing with a right elbow strain, went on the IL on June 28th and was transferred to the 60-day IL on August 2nd. He's expected to return in late August/early September. He threw 25 pitches of live BP on August 12th and could be close to a rehab assignment, which would be very ideal because he was a talented reliever for the Red Sox when he was here. So they're taking that day by day too, but hoping for him to come back soon. And then Tristan Casas, who unfortunately is out for the year with a ruptured patellar tendon in his left knee. He went on the IL on May 3rd and was transferred to the 60-day IL on May 24th. He's expected to return in 2026. He said he has heard different timetables, but none are longer than a year. He hopes to play on opening day on 2026. So it's not confirmed yet that he'll definitely be back for opening day, but that's definitely the goal there. So quite a few out for the year injuries right now, but the Red Sox are making it work. Gotta make it work if you want to be a playoff team. So we'll see what happens with all of those. But thank you for tuning in to Locked On Red Sox and making it your first listen every single day. I really, truly do appreciate the supporters. Really have no idea where I would be without you. Let's get this series win in the Bronx. Keep the faith. Go Red Sox, and I'll catch you on the flip side.